welcome once again. Pastor Roosevelt Hayes here, Publishing Director of the East Caribbean Conference. Introducing you to another step in becoming a successful literature evangelist. We would have already gone through the preparation stage. We've looked at the pre-approach. We've looked at the approach and greeting. We've looked last time at the introduction stage, which is the stage where you introduce the solution to the challenge or to the need that the customer has indicated. And now that you've gotten your book out, or you've gotten the idea over to the customer as the technique that you will use to help alleviate their problem. Now you go through the demonstration, and that's what we're going to look at next. We're going to look at the demonstration of the book, the demonstration of the technique, the demonstration of the method. So what are some of the things that are involved in the demonstration? So what is the demonstration? What is the demonstration? Demonstration is basically an offer of sale, an offer of sale. The colporteur, the literature evangelist, should know or should be able to show how the book is able to satisfy the customer's need, the customer's desire to overcome, to win. Once this is done, the colporteur will get the sale. And so the demonstration is about the colporteur showing to the customer that this is the book that will satisfy your need. Remember, the introduction was all about introducing the book. The demonstration now is demonstrating how the book will be able to help satisfy that needs. Once again, we understand that human beings have desires. They want to have friends. They want to have a loving family. They want to have mental, physical, spiritual health. They want to be. They also not only want to win. They don't only want to overcome. They only want good things, but they also have fears. Fears that they will lose their family. Fears that they will lose their health and lose their lives. Fears of losing their home and their money and their land. Fears of losing their family and their friends. So the book, the whole idea of the book is that the book is to help the customer or to alleviate these fears from the customer's mind and show them how the desires, those good desires can be achieved. What are some of the other fears, as I talked about, losing physical, mental, and spiritual health, fear of disease, accidents, and death. So all of these are different desires, different feelings that the customer goes through. And the customer, if he is able to find out the solution to his problem, and that interest and that intrigue has been created and that desire has been created in him, they will pay any price to get rid of those fears or to receive those gains. That's why people buy things. That's why people buy insurance. It's because of fear that life insurance is first. It's not because the government mandates it, it's because they figure that, okay, if something happens to me, I want to make sure that my family is taken care of. And so the colporteur should show the customers how this book helps relieve them of their fears or helps them to receive the gains. And once the colporteur, the literature evangelist, is able to do this, then the sale will be made. So the demonstration is every aspect, every step is important, but the introduction and the demonstration and the closing, they are key to benefiting from the visit to the customer through the sale. So what are some of the things that the demonstration does? First of all, the demonstration must be able to identify specific benefits, right? The demonstration must be able to identify specific benefits. And to achieve this, the colporteur has three powerful allies: curiosity, fear, and the desires of human nature, right? So as you share the benefits, as you outline the benefits of the technique, the methodology, or the book that you're showing, that you're demonstrating to the customer, curiosity is there, fear is there, desires to win, desires to overcome is there as well. And these are allies to your demonstrating the benefits. So as you demonstrate your benefits, you use these allies to be able to convince and persuade the customer that the book or the methodology or the technique that you're sharing with them is indeed the best solution to their problem. So when when the culprit is able to spark curiosity and increase fear and awaken desire to win in people, that's when he's able to use the benefactor phrases. And what are benefactor phrases? Benefactor phrases are any statement that you have or mention that supplements or that favors someone or something. So any word that gives or brings a good usefulness, help, or benefits, it offers, it points out, it indicates it's something that serves the customer, something that the customer will have an advantage because of it. So what are some of the benefactor phrases? And what does the benefactor phrase, what do benefactor phrases do? So in identifying your specific benefits, you use benefactor phrases because you awaken, you exhort, it motivates desire, and it appeals to the desires of the human beings. So what do you do? Let's say you have a book on marriage or a book for children. You will say the benefit of this book is that it has a hardcover. Secondly, the benefit because of the hardcover and the good binding is going to last you a long time. So now that your child is 3 years old, you can be sure that this book can last this child up to when they're 10 years old or even older. In fact, I know of people who will have this book in their library from the time they were children. That is a benefit of the book. And if you have children after this child, those children can also benefit from that book. No, that's a benefactor phrase. That benefactor phrase is there, and it appeals to the desires. The desire is that it's a book that can last long. It's a book that has value and has good principles to guide and to shape the character of their children. And when you say that this is something that can last them long, they will be convinced and persuaded that this is the right thing for them. So some of the words they use is happiness and harmony and health and bliss and pleasant and protection and success and appreciation. Look at the example is that this word offers incalculable benefits to the human being for his tranquility and spiritual peace. So those type of words, those are the words that you use. So you got to practice using these benefactor phrases. Talk to them in your mirror, talk to them to your friends. And as you use them in your daily life, when you begin to speak to your customer, when you begin to speak to that contact, they come as second nature because it's something that you're constantly using all the time. All right, so now let's look at some of the presentation points of the sale. Now, when you're presenting, the content of the presentation will be structured based on the points of sale. So what do I mean by the points of sale? Firstly, they must answer the following question: what problems do I solve? Or what problems do you solve? What benefits does it provide? What is the practical aspect of the benefits? What is the practical aspect of the solution? These are some of the presentation things. So now you have presented as you present and as you demonstrate, you're answering these questions. Here's the problem that this book solves. You have a problem with you want to make sure that your 2, 3, 4-year-old is able to come up to be an outstanding member of the community. It means you need a book like character building stories for your children, bedtime stories for your children that can teach them morals, that can teach them how to be kind and loving. And all of these are things that you're showing, demonstrating. So you demonstrate the book, the thing, and then the principles in the book, how good the book is, and what the book can provide. So what to do in a demonstration? First of all, you're prepared to make your demonstration. You gather the whole family, and as if the whole family is there, you gather the whole family. Or you may just talk to the contact, you may just speak to the contact alone. You position yourself in front of the client when making the presentation, or you can sit beside the client, but you try to make sure that there's no physical touching between you and the client, especially if you're persons of the opposite sex. So that's why I say it's better to sit in front of them and have the book hold in front of you like that. You see how it is in the picture, have the book hold at you in front of that, and you're just showing the person, turning the pages and showing the person. No, you would have read your book. That's part of your pre-approach. You read the book, you know the pages, you know which page numbers, have the information that is necessary for the client. So you're not bumbling and say, well, let me see. No, you already know that information. So when you position yourself, you can able to see the page numbers at the bottom of the page, and you're able to turn the pages, so that the customer is able to see the book right in front of them. And as you demonstrate the benefits of the book, the person is able to in a position to see it. Of course, you want to make sure that the area is lighted and clear. You don't want to be in a little dark spot, because then the person can't see the book. And you want to be able to do that, or the person cannot understand what methodology that you're using, what technique you're using. So you got to make sure that area is lighted and clear. These are some of the things that you will do in a demonstration. What else? You want to speak clearly and fluently. You want to speak clearly and fluently. You have to be, you have to make sure that you express yourself well, speak clearly and fluently. You call the customer by name. So and that is something that you would have established in your approach and greeting. So if you come by my house, or you knock on my house, and you say, and I say, well, you introduce yourself to me. I say, my name is Roosevelt Haynes, but you can call me Mr. Haynes, or you can call me Roosevelt. Whatever it is that I choose to call you, or you in your approach and greeting, you may ask the person, so what can I, okay, so what can I call you? Can I call you Mr. Haynes? Should I call you Mr. Haynes? Should I call you Roosevelt? These are the things that you would do in the approach and greeting. And as you're going through your demonstration now, you're calling the customer by name. You're calling the customer by name. What else happens? What else to do in the demonstration? Use accurate phrases. Use accurate phrases. So once again, you remember the benefactor phrases. Use accurate phrases. Make sure that that what you're speaking is in the book and is in the page that you're speaking about. So you do not just turn to any page and say, this is the recipe for diabetes, when reading through the page is showing the recipe for arthritis. So you have to make sure that you know your book well. You have to make sure that as you speak and you demonstrate the book, that you're using accurate phrases. And always keep the client's mind on the topic. Try not to let the client go away. So if a person has a problem with arthritis, if a person has a problem with inflammation in their body, and you want to be able to use a technique to help them that they can use on a daily basis to help reduce this inflammation or to help with this arthritis, or you want to be able to show them a book that the foods that they can use to help them with this situation, you got to keep them on top of you. You don't start talking about cricket, or you don't get them start talking about cricket and talking about politics and all that. You want to make sure you keep them, you got to keep them on topic. Now, here are some practical rules for the presentation to be effective. Every idea and phrase should be expressed in the easiest language possible. And this is the form of language that most people understand. And so you try not to use big words. For lack of a better phrase, try not to use big words to try to impress the person. You use simple words, not because you think the person is simple, but you want to make sure that the person is able to understand what you mean or what you're trying to say. And so you got to use the easiest language possible first. And it's always good, as I said before, you demonstrate as you do your introduction, share your introduction, talk to a friend, talk to any person that you know that you can trust that will give you good feedback. And use words and ask them, is this a good word to use? Is that not a good word? And if you notice that there are words that you do not understand, change it to a simple word. Change it to a more simple word. So now, what are some of the rules again? Know your sales story, know your demonstration, so that you can summarize your sales argument in just a few carefully chosen words that highlight the most important points before leaving it out, before attempting to close the sale. So you got to know your sales story, because you want to be able to, if the person says I'm busy and I don't have much, so you want to be able to summarize it as quickly as possible. You want to be able to get in the right phrases and the right words that will bring the customer to make a decision to buy the book. Make sure that all arguments are shown from the buyer's point of view, because The customer must know that you're thinking about him, you're thinking about his desires, you're thinking about his interests, and the advantages of the book are being offered to him. The advantages of the book are being offered to him. So you will not just say the book will benefit. This is how the book will benefit. You say you will benefit from this book, right? Mr. Haynes, you will benefit from this book. Roosevelt, you will benefit from this book, and you go on. So you always try to get it from their, to show it from their point of view. Make sure that the client easily understands what you're saying, and as you go through your demonstration, you can always stop and say, you understand what I'm saying? You see, you see what I'm showing you? Something like that, or you see how helpful it is. These are phrases that you can use. You have any questions on what I've shared thus far? And all of these are questions that you can use. And you never try to close the sale. You demonstrate until you are absolutely sure that the customer has committed himself. And of course, you must present your demonstration in a logical way without forgetting any of the advantages and the benefits of the product you're offering. So as you demonstrate, don't be hesitant. You gotta be confident. You gotta be assured. You gotta be persuasive, and you gotta be convinced of it yourself. So that as you share with that customer, as you share with that client can see your conviction. That client can see your passion. That you, if you were in his position, you would buy the book as well. So show the client to use the books. Show the client to use the books and highlight the sale points. These are some of the things to do in the demonstration. So you got to understand that the knowledge of why a customer should use a certain product is as important for a salesperson as knowledge of what he has to sell. So if a customer must know why they should sell a certain product, then as a salesperson, as a literature evangelist, you must know what you are selling, and what benefits it gives. So the more you believe in what you sell, the easier it is for you to convince someone else. So if you don't believe that the book really can do what it says it will do, you will not come over persuasive. You will not come over convincing that this is the right book, or this is the right technique, this is the right methodology for the person to use. So we gotta act naturally. As I say once again, you gotta act naturally and with confidence. Act naturally and with confidence. Don't rush yourself. Just speak calmly, speak with energy, speak with passion, speak with conviction, and all of that is boiled up in your confidence. And once you know your demonstration, once you know your sales, once you know your benefits, and that the book and that the technique offers, that builds your confidence, because you can speak freely. And if you're able to, as the person asks questions, you're able to answer the questions or show them another part of the book that has that solution, that builds your confidence. So you gotta act naturally with confidence. Be confident in what you're doing. That is key. That is key to build credibility. That is key to have the customer, to win the confidence of the customer. That is key. Being confident in what you're doing. Because if you're acting shifty, if you're not too sure, then the customer says, well, it doesn't seem as if you know what is happening. So thank you for showing me. And maybe another time I'll bet that you have lost the sale. Not only have you lost the sale, you have lost a step in to the person's life. Because the book sale is not just about the sale, it's about making an inward step into the person's life. You've given them a book. Now you can contact them to find out if they're being using the book, how the techniques are, or how they're applying the techniques, if they're getting the benefits that the book says that they will get. And as you speak to them, as you talk to them on a regular basis, then that person becomes your friend. But because what you mingle, you sympathize, you minister to their need, you're now winning their confidence. And as you win their confidence, you can then take them to the next step. The next step may be another book, Or the next step maybe, something that is, you may say to them, I have sold you some books that have really helped you. And there's one book that I think will be of benefit to you as well. And that's when you can introduce a spiritual book. That's when you can introduce the book of the missionary book of the year. That's when you can introduce a priority magazine. These are the techniques that you will do to do what? To bring the person to Christ. So you gotta act naturally and with confidence. Be enthusiastic and decisive. Be enthusiastic and decisive. So enthusiasm is where you as a literature evangelist hope to make the customers see the product as you see it. And so therefore you gotta be enthusiastic about it. You can't be flat, you can't be somber, you gotta be enthusiastic, you gotta be saying, yes, this is, I can assure you that this is the book. Now you don't want to go over the top and overdo it, but you want to be able to have that enthusiastic attitude and approach. Enthusiasm is contagious. So you got to let your customer catch it as you talk to this book. You must see the customer getting excited about this book. I have had experiences where I would have gone and sell books to persons, and I'm so enthusiastic about it that the person is able to just say, hey, I'll take the book. I'll take the book. And the person pays cash for the entire book, and I'm talking about $100 to $100 and something for a book, and the person pays cash for the book, because in being enthusiastic, you share your passion with them. They catch hold of that passion, they catch hold of that enthusiasm, and they then begin to see the book from your perspective and how beneficial the book is to them. And of course, you know what they'll do? They'll buy the book. So what else? Be convincing and persuasive. A demonstration like this that we have just gone through, those 14 steps, multiplies your orders, it ensures delivery, and it gives you inevitable success and makes it impossible for you to be defeated. It makes it impossible for you. So your demonstration is key. So yes, you would have done your technique. Yes, you would have spoken to the person about some of the things they can do. But no, your demonstration, you're leaving a book, you're leaving a magazine, you're leaving information with them that when you're not there, they can use that same information and get the benefits that you were speaking about. That is ministry. That is ministry. That is ministry. So to summarize, remember that the dominant motivation of humans is the desire to overcome their challenges and be successful. And the demonstration shows the client how the book will satisfy that desire to be successful and help him overcome challenges. And once you are able to do that, once you're able to demonstrate that to a customer, then the sale will be made. What else? You use your alarming, your intriguing, your supporting phrases of your canvas, and you will achieve your objective. Remember that the demonstration multiplies orders, ensures and ensures success. And finally, always practice your demonstration. So when you have free time, take a book up, go through it, and call somebody, talk to a friend, talk to your husband, talk to your wife, talk to a son, daughter, talk to your neighbor, and demonstrate the book before them. And ask them a question, am I convinced enough that you will buy this book? And if they say yes, say, well, since you will buy the book, here's the book. But you understand what I'm saying? Demonstrate, always practice your demonstration. A good workman always keeps his tool sharpened and ready. And so practicing your demonstration, it becomes now part of you, second nature. So like your introduction, practice your demonstration, and by the grace of God, you will be able to minister to that person through that book, and you will win their confidence, and then you'll be able to introduce them to the man Christ Jesus. So I hope that everything that I shared has been clear, there's clarity. And of course, if there are any questions, you can always email me at publishingministry@eastcarib.org. So God bless. Let us pray. Father, we give you thanks. And we ask, Father, that as your literature evangelists demonstrate the materials, demonstrate the books, demonstrate the techniques and the methodologies, to help persons to alleviate their fears and to overcome their challenges and to satisfy their needs. We pray, Father in heaven, that they will do it with success, they will do it with vigor and energy, and that through that demonstration, persons will not only receive a book or receive information, but they'll receive what is needed to take them to the next step, which will lead to the man Christ Jesus. So into your hands, I ask a special blessing upon everyone who will watch these videos. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.